All right, we're back out in the shop. We're trying to get the finishing touches on this elevated work table, this pneumatic lift table. I think it's going to be, man, it's going to be so good. So just a couple updates on it. I put a little update. I decided to shorten this table. I shortened it right down to 6 foot. The 6'6", it just seemed too big in here, and I didn't really need that extra. Well, the one time I don't need the extra 6 inches, right? So I did shorten it up. I also, if you notice, it's now locked. The top doesn't just freely spin on its own. So I made down here. So I made this guy out of just spare parts, right? That's a knob off of something. That pin in there was a bolt. I found a spring. That's a cotter key I drilled through. This is a piece of something I was going to make for a bumper at one point, and then I found this little bracket with 2 holes already in it. So basically, you pull the pin, and the table turns. Okay, and then as you come back around, it locks back in. It'll lock back in, so I can reach under here. I pull it. It'll lock into all 4 directions. That one's got the fat. Whoa. So it'll lock in all 4 ways, and that was the plan. So you can kind of work on it. So I shortened it, and we built that little locking mechanism. And then with that, a buddy of mine messaged me, said he watched the video, and he said he's got the perfect thing for me. And I said, what's that? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. All right, we got 8. These are, so it's a caster. Okay, it's a caster. These are Rockler, R-O-C-K-L-E-R. Rockler workbench casters. So a lot of people in wood shops and stuff, they want to move their tables around and things, and then they'll get these, and what happens is, I don't have the directions. These are takeoffs, but they're in really good shape. So this would mount to my bench. Okay, as you can see, the foot is picked up. Okay, so it's picked up. You would step on this, and then it locks the foot down, and essentially what it does, that's unlocked, and it lifts the bench. You're supposed to lift it about, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch. So we'll just figure out what that is. I think when they're new, they come with a template, and they have 2 holes. I'm not going to worry about the holes. I'm going to dust these up, and I think I'm going to weld them. I'm going to weld them right to it. And then if they ever go bad, you can probably order casters. You can probably order parts for them. If they ever go bad, I'll cut them off, whatever. It ain't a big deal. So each one of these singles is good for 150 pounds. Okay, so let's call it, I got good for 800 pounds here. The table, the stock table without the wood table, I think this one's like 450 pounds. I could probably get away with, and then I put the table on. So let's just call it 500 pounds even that I got to lift. So I should be good at a minimum 800 pounds. I'm not looking at really trying to lift this with equipment on it, like the Charlie horse or something. Light stuff, yeah, whatever. So it's meant to lift and roll out of the way. Slide it against the wall as a workbench, and then when you need it, or to be low or whatever, and when you get it slid in, I can just unlock the wheels and it sets back down on the platform that it's on right now, the base. So I'm going to get the tractor in here. We're going to pick this thing right up so it's eye level, so I can work on it and plan these out. I was only going to use 6 because that should be like good, but like that's cutting it tight. Then I would only have 2 left over. So I'm just going to burn up all 8. We're going to weld them on here. I'm going to use all 8 of them, but I got to pick this up. So I'm going to put 2 on each side. Okay. So then you'll have 4. So 2 welded each side. I'm going to have them maybe 16, 18 inches apart. On the bottom of the foot here, I am going to weld a piece across the 2 of them on each 4 sides. So I can step in the middle and pick up a side of the table. Click until it locks in. Then I go to the other side, do the same thing, and then I can lock the 2 ends in for just that added extra weight carrying ability. And so each, like the 2 of these, I don't know what I got. I'll have to find it. I don't know. I'll find something. Whether I got to buy some. I'm thinking just round pipe, like black pipe. If I buy 1 stick of it, and then we'll see, and I'll weld that right to the tail of these, and I'll burn it in there real good, and then it'll connect the 2 of these. So I can step in the middle, and then once you get them all up, then I can roll this table anywhere I want, and it's not a permanent fixture. If I had a bigger shop, I would bolt this down, and then that would be it. It would be in a spot. But I just don't have that luxury in here. We are super tight in here. So I can have it up all the time. Like I've had this aired up and it doesn't sag at all. It's still not even sitting on the safety stops. So it's been sitting out here for, since the last video. So I can either have it up as a workbench, have more stuff on it, like I need that, or I can put it all the way down and even store jacks on it or whatever. I can tuck it against the wall and still store things on it until I need it. And then when I need it, it'll come out. It'll get set on the floor. That's where it'll sit to the duration of the project. But anyway, it's going to be a good addition. So let me get the tractor. Let me get this picked up and try to figure out a way. I might just set it up on sawhorses. So if it's 500 pounds, I got a couple sawhorses. It should be good for the weight. So I guess let me go check them out and we'll see. And if they are, I'm going to set it on there. And then it's up, and then I can work on I'm not kneeling all the way down. So that'll be the plan. Let's see if we can get this up and lift it up high enough to work on it. boy. Boy, I tell you, it's crazy. Whew. I mean, just make sure those are out all the way. I mean, you gotta feel alive sometime. They say 1,500 pounds. I don't know if that's each horse. These are actually really good sawhorses. They're Boras, Portamate Speed Horse. Man, they're really good. They're pretty heavy duty. Yeah, I mean, it's up there. So I have to mount these. So I think it's supposed to be 3/4 of an inch. So I don't know what that is. I'll have to figure out this dimension to this dimension. And then figure out this dimension. And then know where this platform has to be 3/4 of an inch above the wheel. So whatever this is flush, this wheel needs to go down 3/4 of an inch at lock, because I don't have the pattern paper and I don't even know if it would work on this. So I'm gonna put out here. I'm gonna actually put these. Maybe I just do them as singles. I was gonna put them in the middle-ish. Oh, it'll be fine, because I'm not really gonna have stuff on it. And if I have to, I'll do the end ones first on the pickup. Okay. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken it's a scrap chunk of plywood, and I took a framing square and I just made a 90 degree. Okay, this vertical leg represents the lift table of where this needs to get welded, and the bottom horizontal leg represents the floor. Okay, so let me find. If I have this at lockout, right, what it's supposed to be at lockout, the 90 degree, I can lay this here. I can put this on parallel with the lift table. I can bring my wheel down so where my wheel touches and this back plate is parallel. Okay, I'm going to build a pattern. That's kind of what I'm getting at. I may figure out the height and cut a chunk out of plywood, something that I can bottom of the table, hold up there, make some marks, or at least clamp the wheel on there. Okay, so I'll do this once. So all right, right there. Okay, so that and that is the plate. Okay, so now I know from the floor to locked out, meaning the table should be lifted. Okay, so then I know from here I need to drop this down 3/4 of an inch. They say 3/4 in the videos for these. When you get the instructions, I don't have the instructions. So they say 3/4 of an inch. So that will be fine. So now I know where the bottom is. So I can subtract on that 3/4 of an inch, right? Whatever this was probably, it doesn't even matter. So I know that from there to there is the height from the floor that I need to weld this bracket onto the lift table. So that height from floor to where the bottom of the bracket goes is 1 3/4. So 1 3/4 of an inch up from floor. And that's the bottom bracket. So now I can make, so that's the bottom of the bracket. So on lift, right? And I don't know if people know this. I don't know. I'm just trying to, so now it's lifted 3/4 of an inch. So when you snap this up and the wheel comes up, the equipment would be on the floor. Because this comes up, I think, 1 inch and something. Right? So and then that's there. And when you lock this back down, boom, it picks the thing up. So now I know that dimension. So now I can make a pattern that butts. So now I can make a pattern, and it don't even need to be a pattern. It's something 1 3/4 inches, and it can be a block, something I can make even with the bottom of the frame here. Even with the bottom of the frame, clamp it, then that's where my bracket sits on. Weld, so I know I need something up here right now. I need to add. So let's do a quick quick math here. Okay. Okay, so I know from the floor, which is this, I need to go up 1 3/4 inches. Okay. And then that measurement is where the bottom of this bracket needs to go, no matter what. So I know that that's got to go. Ooh, boy. I'm hitting the bench. Boy, it's close though. I won't be able to get my, oh, this won't be up that far. This won't be up that far. This will be like that. Oh, it might be. Boy. Okay. I'm gonna have to air the, we're gonna have to go down just a touch more because I'm hitting when it's all the way down. I can bring them down a little bit. It'll just lift the table up. I just can't bring them past. So I'll just do, I mean, it's right there. Okay. The end ones I can put in an area where they're not going to hit that. It's going to be fine. If I got to cut a little bit of that off just so I don't bump it, when it's down, it's going to be fine. Oh, it won't matter. When it's down, the wheels will probably be down. I mean, I can just let it sit on the wheels. We'll figure it out. That's where it's got to go. So I need to add something to have something to weld to up here. I lowered the table because I just wanted to make sure nothing's going to affect it. So now I can raise this table back up with air, and I can start figuring, and it's up out of my way. I can make a pattern. I got to figure out what metal's going to go up. I got all sorts of stuff laying around, so that'll be the next step. Okay, so these chunks of steel, really got a hole in them. They were on this as feet. They don't come on there like that. I'm guessing so that they can get under it with a forklift all the time and move them around. But I'm going to put them like that. Okay, all the way around. They don't affect anything. I'm going to weld them up. So now, because this is never going to be on the wheels, so then I can put wheel here on the side, okay, and then I can utilize this to weld that wheel there, and that's going to be more than enough. All right, so I'm going to get these all prepped up, and then when we get welding, we'll show one welded up. Yeah, that's going to work. I got the corner pieces welded. I got one of these laid out. We're going to get it tacked on. We'll tack the rest on, and then we'll be back with that. I mean, I don't think anybody needs to see me cleaning up welds and all that, do they? Wow, I almost thought about putting all 4 right here. Boom, 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 boom. Do we need them? Because then I could step on 2. Oh, they won't toggle. Okay, they won't faster. But anyway, I'm going to weld that one up. We'll go around, weld the rest of them up. Okay, they're all welded. Good enough, good enough. I ain't even going to paint them. I ain't even going to brush them. It's just for in the shop. Anyway, they're all on there. I really hope this works because I fully welded them all. I didn't do a tack and then a test. So we're going to pick this up and get it on the ground, and we're going to see if it'll roll around. That makes sense. It'll be fine. Okay, they're all snapped down. I think where they're supposed to be. I mean, they're all probably not perfect, and the shop floor is not perfect. So if they don't, like that one looks, oh, maybe it's not. All right, give her a little push, Lucas. Just straight ahead. There you go. Oh, that's so nice. Push it, push. Sweet. All right, now let's drop it down. So when you're dropping it down, if you just flip these up, let's do one side at a time.
Okay.
All right, flip that one. You can pick up just a touch. It'll go. There you go. I got this one. I don't think it'll pinch your finger. It just feels terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know. Here, do it. No, you do it. Oh. There it goes. I guess they get heavier as you do that one at the same time. I think you got the hard one. There you go. There you go. Boom. And it's on the ground. And now try to move it. And now it don't move. Sweet! Man, I'm so excited. I'm so excited that worked out.
That's so nice.
Very cool. Now we can push it wherever we want. This thing's going to be a pretty good game changer for working on stuff. Everything. I got some welding to do. I can throw the plow up here. I got to weld. All that stuff. Very cool. Project done. Sweet. Thanks, Lucas.
Yeah.